screen change because we want it to be. That's pretty much it on that end. Are we live, Angel? I think we're live. We're live. We are live. Me podcast here once again. Jesse. I'm going to be saying that all day. Like, literally. I love just pronouncing both your names. Like, you literally have two first names.
I do.
Coming into the podcast studio. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good.
Let me get some applause going because we actually have a studio audience.
Oh, we have a studio audience.
I know, right?
That is awesome.
That's how it goes. And yeah, thank you for joining us.
That is awesome.
So, here on the podcast, we just shoot the breeze. We just talk shit. We just hang out and just get to know each other better. If we're friends, we just end up debating about stupid stuff. If I can't find a topic to talk about, we'll start talking about aliens.
Fuck yeah.
Whatever. The sky's the limit. So, I mean, we're just here to have a conversation. I know nothing about you. Nothing.
Not a lot of people do.
I know. And this is the spot. This is where people will learn. Like, literally. Yeah. And this is what I love about this podcast.
Yeah, I think this is the first time I've ever done an actual like interview or something like that.
Really?
They're just talking to people. Most of the time, it's all pictures.
Yeah, see, this is going to be way fun. You're going to enjoy this. Every guest that I've had, they've been like, oh, I've actually enjoyed it. I want to come back. So, and that's what the whole is going to happen. We're going to have, this is actually season 2. You're part of sweet. Season 2. So we have a few more guests coming up, and then we'll have season 3 in probably like a month. And then we'll have you back.
Hell yeah.
We have a whole different setup. We do different studio arrangements. We have a whole new lighting system. We're going to do something different. So
right on.
Should be fun. The purpose of this podcast, though, is just to have fun and just get to know people. Because you know what we have not done lately? Is just talk. We don't talk anymore. Like, literally, it's all instant message, really quick FaceTime, something quick. I never have a conversation with people anymore.
Yeah, and that's one thing I do the Instagram lives and stuff like that. But so few people pop in, and usually the people that do pop in are the people I already know really well. Yeah. So no one asks me questions. No one talks.
And it's a little breeze, right? It's just like, hey, man, how you doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm just working on something. That's cool. And then they're gone.
Yeah, and then they're gone. Or they'll stick around and watch me for a while. But usually, yeah.
What have you been working on lately, if you don't mind me asking? Have you been working on anything? Any new costumes lately?
I'm working on a Warhammer 40K Space Marine.
Oh, nice. How's that coming along?
Oh, it's kicking my ass.
Okay, let's jump back. How long have you been working on that?
Almost 2 years.
2 years now?
Yeah.
Dang. Where's the progress at? 20, 50%?
I'd probably say about 75 to 80% done now.
75 to 80. What's big missing in this?
Paint.
Paint?
Yeah, I got to seal the foam and then paint it.
Okay.
And then I still got some rigging to do on the inside to support it on my body.
Oh, comfort-wise?
Yeah.
Obviously. Because that's always the worst, right? When you have the shell shape and you've already made it, but when you put it on, it's so uncomfortable. So you still have to make the frame of your body to go inside of that. Yep. It's so weird. Like, I've done a little bit of armor work and stuff, but I could just imagine.
Yeah, this thing is, and I finally got the stilts built. So when I'm in it, I'm a little over, 7 feet tall? And so I'm 7 feet tall, about 3 feet wide. And yeah, it's huge.
How is that? Like very slow movements? I'm pretty sure you're doing the robot
slow,
the whole time,
clunky
right?
movement. Yep, pretty much just constantly.
That's awesome, though. Any plans of when you're gonna debut it?
I'm really hoping to get it done by Duke City Comic Con.
Okay.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but I'm trying.
Okay.
And if not, then Santa Fe or Albuquerque next year.
Next year. Nice. Well, we'll be looking forward for it. We go every year, and every time you bust out something cool.
Yeah, I had it this last Albuquerque Comic Con. I had it set up behind my booth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
I had before I had the stilts build of it, so it was just pieced together, standing on its own behind my booth.
Oh, okay. I do remember.
Yeah, that giant black armor.
I do remember now.
Yep.
Okay, that's sick. Dang.
Yeah, I'm gonna be repainting it red. So it's going to be very vibrant and very bright.
With a nice like gloss to it, obviously, right?
Oh, yeah.
With like a nice car job. Nice car paint
Actually,
job.
there's an auto body shop that a friend of mine runs. I forget the name of it, but he says he wants to sponsor it. So he's going to paint it for me.
Nice. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Do you have like progress pics of how you've been working on it and stuff, like on your Instagram or like somewhere where they could look, like my fans could find it for you?
Yeah.
Do some shout outs where they can find you.
On my Instagram, Jesse James Cosplay.
Yeah.
On Facebook and Instagram. I also have a Twitter that I don't use very much, which is Jesse James Cos.
Okay.
And then I have a Tumblr, but I don't remember
what it is. How do you feel about so many social medias? Like,
it's fucking weird.
It's hard.
Like, really weird.
How does somebody keep in touch with all of them?
You don't.
It's like, oh man, I don't know how these people do it. Like, I guess you pick one and you become famous on that one. Yeah. And then you piggyback
like
off
mostly
of the other one.
I do Instagram because that seems what people have most of.
Yeah.
But I'm more active on Facebook.
Oh, okay. And it's more of like a friend thing, right? Mm-hmm. Because of the Facebook thing.
Yeah, well, I've got my personal page and then my cosplay page.
Oh, okay.
So I have an entirely separate page for my cosplay that people can message me on, just like the Instagram. But the Instagram is really just a general me.
More of what you do.
Yeah.
Because I know you can actually do a business thing on Instagram as well. So you have like a separate thing.
I don't know.
It's crazy. I was actually looking into that today too because I wanted to do that for the podcast. Be like, oh, have the podcast have its business Instagram, you know? So I could post up a thumbnail of my new guest and be like, oh, this guy's coming into the studio today. Make sure to check out at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, something like that, you know? So I thought that was cool.
No.
I guess supposedly there's a bunch of data that's gotten taken and like, you know.
I mean, in my opinion, you're putting your shit on the internet anyway. I mean, why get pissed off if someone else finds it?
That's a good one. No one never really put it that way. I mean, like, if you're willing to put it on the internet.
Yeah. And I mean, I know I'm a pretty open person, so I mean, I don't care what people see. I don't care if I'll post some stuff up on Facebook. I mean, I have people that hate me.
Whoa.
Hardcore hate me. Because I'll post things that I just find funny. They're offensive. They're funny. I laugh. They cry. I laugh more.
You're just like, what's going on here, guys? I'm laughing. Why aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
This brings up another topic then, like comedy. Like, isn't the best comedy the comedy that hurts?
I think so, actually.
Right?
Because I think if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anybody.
Or even if it's not at yourself. I mean, you have to find the humor in the dark.
That's what I get. Like, people come up with some fucked up humor, and you're all good spitting this humor out, but as soon as someone else makes a joke that they think is funny that hurts you, then it all becomes bad.
Right. It's
Screw that. Learn to laugh at yourself. I mean, I did a 4-year stint in the Navy. Think of how many gay jokes I get.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. What do? I roll with them. I'll make them worse.
Really? You're like, do you really want to go with that joke?
I mean, I'll sit there and go, yes.
Just play with them, right? And that's the funny part about it is like acting. It's pretty much like acting.
Pretty much.
It's funny. Like you find those actors that act like homosexuals. It's funny.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, I've got some people that I know that are really homophobic, and then other friends of mine that they're like me. They're completely comfortable with themselves.
Oh, okay.
And then when we're all hanging out as a group, someone will say something. The homophobic guy gets weirded out. And then we spend 3 hours making him feel even more uncomfortable.
Right? Hopefully that he's like, dude, see? You have no reason to feel uncomfortable.
Eventually he'll either leave or get used to it.
Yeah, see?
I mean,
I've always found that that's the aspect is like they'll either get used to it or they just end up not taking it no more. They'll just be like, I'm not going to have this.
And I've had a lot of people be like that. And they're just like, all right, I don't like what you say. I don't like any of this. I'm just going to leave. I'm like, okay, bye.
That's a little more respectful, right? Instead of having to argue, instead of trying to like belittle your idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got people to do that too. And it's just like, all right, whatever. I mean,
don't you feel you have a little bit more, I guess, I don't want to say you have more respect for them, but you kind of understand the people that are like, I don't believe in what you believe, but thank you for not listening and like throwing it down my throat.
Yeah.
Compared to the other person who's just like, what do you mean you don't believe that? What do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it is your own ideas, your own, I mean, when it comes to whether it's comedy, religion, anything, your thoughts are like a penis. It's good to have one. Be proud of it. I don't care. Don't shove it down someone else's throat.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when they're not asking for it.
Because that's funny because like there's some times where they will want it.
Yeah.
Dude, go on and give them the penis.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's funny joke writing in itself right there. I've actually been trying to venture into stand-up comedy.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
I'm just a little scared to go up there on stage.
Stage fright's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I can play like guitar on stage and I could totally like be a rock star on stage. But when it comes to like stand-up comedy, I get a little nervous.
Yeah. I usually do kind of like whenever I'm doing like a Comic-Con and I'm doing judging for a costume contest or something like that, I'm usually pretty chill up there. Doing photo shoots, I'm usually pretty good. When I have to sit down at a panel and actually talk to people, that's when I start getting like, I don't know what's going on.
A little flustered.
Oh, yeah.
And I can see that, too, because, like, this is a great thing about this podcast is that it's not an ideal topic. I'm not making you talk about something.
Yeah. Well, and another part is it's just us sitting here in the room. We don't have 40 people staring at you.
Realistically.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, online, obviously.
Well, online is different. You're not sitting there in front of the people. It feels different.
Do you really feel different? Like
I have horrible stage fright and horrible anxiety.
That's crazy. I don't see a difference of like if I had 1,000 people watching me online compared to 1,000 people live, I still would feel the same fright.
Yeah, see, online I don't feel as bad because I mean, like right here on my phone or up at this camera, it's a little box.
Yeah.
I mean, I see what I see right here is I can't read any of the stuff because it's going by too fast, but I see myself. That's all I can see. So I feel a little better with that.
Okay.
When I'm doing like a panel at a con and I'm sitting there and I've got 40 people staring at me, listening to what I'm saying, I'm just like, I'm uncomfortable now.
Oh, wow. And I guess it is just like personal preference of how you feel up there. Because I mean, I don't know. I honestly can connect more when I feel the people up there. Because I mean, I don't know. If you, in your aspect, you're doing a panel, you have to accommodate to all 50 people.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you kind of like you have the attention of all of them. Sometimes it's a little more difficult than other times. This is an example, when I play with my band on stage, I'm just like totally focused on my instrument and they get appealed to me, which is a little different than like you giving your information out so they could appeal to you.
Yeah.
I don't it's a little weird.
It's just kind of like when I'm doing judging. I'm up there, people are seeing me, they're cheering for me when they do the introductions. But for the most of it, they're not looking at me. They're looking at the people that we're having up.
That's true.
That's in the contest.
Yeah. And the cool thing about that too is like after the contest, then they go back to you.
Yeah.
To find out like what you thought of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
And I mean, and to be honest, whenever people see me at like a Comic-Con or something like that, I do have a little secret. Not too much of a secret because I've told a few people. I'm drunk.
Whoa.
I am drunk at Comic-Con.
Did you hear this? We're always at Comic-Con, so this helps us. This is actually helping our nervousness sometimes.
I have extreme anxiety and extreme like I get very uncomfortable in crowds and stuff like that. So a drink takes the edge off. I don't get like plastered or wasted.
Yeah, you're not totally like stumbling or anything like that.
But I have a couple drinks in the morning right before the con, and then throughout the con I'll have like a drink here, a drink there, just enough to like just that initial relaxing.
Nice, that's cool.
Yeah, and then usually when I'm up doing a judging, while the people are going by and getting judged and stuff like that, I'm sitting there sipping on freaking whiskey.
Nice. All I could think of is just like Rick, like let me just pull out my flask. Yeah, I'm okay. This is just how I live, you know.
I actually do have a flask that I usually keep under my booth.
That's awesome.
Just in case it starts wearing off, and I'm just like, oh shit, a little bit of it.
I know, and I can see that too because our sound tech guy over here, he actually has that problem too. Is like he's a really nervous person and like it's anxiety, but when he has a little bit of drink in him, he's totally social. He's totally able to be out there and be like, la 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 la.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, one-on-one, like right here, I can be fine. But if I'm sitting here talking to like 30 people and people are like coming around the booth and talking to me all at the same time, I start getting weirded out because of the crowds.
I can imagine that too, because like you don't want to be like a douchebag and not listen to everybody, but then you do want to accommodate to every single one of them, and then there's only certain time in the day, and then
yeah, and then I go out there and I'm in the middle of the crowd and everyone's like talking to me and cheering me and taking pictures of me and stuff like that, and
questions.
Exactly.
Yeah, they give you the whole.
Like I can talk to one person and be fine, or just like a couple people and be fine. But once that massive crowd starts forming up, oof.
I remember we were trying, me and the camera guy were trying to get some footage for our cosplay and music video, and that's that same aspect is like we're like, hey, can we get a scene with you right away? And we're like, yeah, for sure. And then all of a sudden somebody would come to your booth and you're, all right, give me a second.
Yep.
And then we'll start dealing with them. Be like, we'll just give them a second. He'll deal with it. Then we start shooting it again. And then
as soon as we start, someone else comes in. And
they pile up on top of each other. And then again, you don't want to be the person who's like, hey, I'm doing something right now. Don't bother me.
Yeah.
You know, you accommodate to everyone.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like you in the cosplay community are a little more open and nicer because you're not stuck up.
Well, I mean,
let me put it that way. Dun, dun, dun. See, and I know you're thinking of names already. That's what you're thinking.
A little bit, but like every cosplayer's a little stuck up.
Okay.
Because I mean, they call us celebrity guests and we get advertised and all this crap. But most of it, I'm just another dude. I didn't really ask to be a guest. I mean, I mentioned it to one of my friends, Bill Saint.
Okay.
And he was always the one going, hey, you should bring it up more. You should request being a guest. You should do this. And I'm like, I'm just a dude at a con. I don't really care.
Yeah.
And so he took that step. And he went to Jim and told Jim about me. And then Jim sends me a message saying, all right, get your prints, get your banner. You have a booth. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Nice. So that's cool. So, okay, because this is what I remember, too, is like, when was your first con?
It was Duke City Comic Con last year.
Where you actually did it as a guest?
That's my first guest.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I don't want to say you just jumped into the scene, but I mean...
I just kind of popped out of nowhere,
yeah. You did.
Because I moved here from Seattle about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I did.
You just finished everything with the like your military stuff and everything.
Finished with the Navy.
Give me a little bit of history on you. Go ahead. Okay,
all right.
So you come from Seattle.
Well, I'm not from Seattle. I'm from Colorado.
Whoa, even better. Woo, Colorado. We love Colorado.
Yep, I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Nice. Okay.
And right out of about a year after high school, I did a couple odd jobs, not really doing anything productive.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, let's go see the world. Went and joined the Navy.
Nice.
4-year stint in the Navy, traveled around the world. Finished my contract and went, all right, well, where the fuck am I going to go now? Well, my folks moved to New Mexico. I'm going to sleep on their couch.
Nice. So and that was good, too. I mean, your parents were always pretty supportive, probably, right?
Very, very supportive.
That's awesome.
I mean, and they are the reason I grew up the way I am.
Nice.
They've always been around. They've always been supportive. And they've always been assholes. They are the first one. They have turned me into the asshole I am because they have the same sense of humor.
Okay.
They will make fun of people. They will do all this. And they raised me to be like, well, if someone makes fun of you, they're just a dick. Don't worry about it. Sticks and stones.
You're right.
Start getting a sense of humor yourself. Laugh at it. And that's where you go.
Okay.
But they've always been really supportive.
Okay.
And so I slept on their couch for a while.
Came to New Mexico.
Yep, came to New Mexico. And then I started coming down here to Albuquerque to go to the bars, get drunk.
Okay.
Standard shit.
So they weren't in this area, were they?
No, they live up in Lamy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Laramie. Wait, no. Lamy.
Yeah, if you take I-25 north out of Santa Fe,
okay.
Take the Clients Corners exit.
Okay.
Out there you have El Dorado, and then just past El Dorado there's Lamy.
Oh, okay.
Little tiny town in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Because I lived up there towards that too. Like me and him are actually from a small town in Taos, New Mexico. So
I love Taos.
Yeah. Then even smaller, going to like a little Penasco area and stuff like that. But yeah, that's awesome. So they were up there. You stayed there.
They still live there now.
Oh, nice. So they have established that's their home now.
Yeah.
That's where they New Mexico is their home.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would come back and forth, Albuquerque and back from your parents' house.
And then I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm wasting a lot of gas driving back and forth. I'm just gonna move to Albuquerque.
Nice. Okay.
And I love it here. I've been in Albuquerque for a little over a year and a half now.
Okay.
Year and a half, almost 2 years.
2 years now.
And fuck yeah.
You just been living the life here now?
Yeah, I tried to.
Nice. Well, I mean, as good. I mean, that's what I always get confusing too. Is like, I'm following the American dream, or I'm pursuing the American dream. It's like, if you really think about it, I'm just pursuing my own dream.
Yeah.
And then,
well, I mean, the American dream is just a poster everyone likes to use.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your own dream. It's your own thing. And me, I don't even really think I have a dream anymore.
Really?
I'm just rolling with the wind.
That's crazy.
I'm just kind of tumbling around.
So you don't like? I don't want to say it's not like an ambition, but like you don't have like something towards what's going. You're shooting for like right now. I mean,
I'm just kind of here.
Obviously, the cosplay thing is really booming for you right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
it has been.
The prints, the whole getting invited for like doing different modeling jobs, right?
Yep, I've been doing a bit of modeling. The prints. I even the cosplayer Kitty Kaboom.
Oh, nice.
She brought me out to L.A. for a gaming convention.
Wow.
So I was a celebrity guest at a gaming convention out there, and during the Injustice Championship, with people all over the world competing, playing Injustice 2. They had me sitting up there as the Injustice 2 Joker with the announcers being broadcast across the world.
Nice.
And that was freaking crazy.
Wow. I wonder if can you still find footage of that?
It's on Twitch somewhere.
I'll look it up.
It's
Injustice. Was it like anything like World Championship, maybe Grand Finals?
It was the It was the SoCal Regionals Gaming Convention.
Okay, SoCal
Regionals.
Regionals.
And they had people from freaking Taiwan and Korea and Japan, all kinds of people coming to compete.
Nice.
And yeah, if you look back into my my Facebook and my Instagram pages, mostly I think you'll find it more on the Facebook. But when it was going on, I was telling everybody about it. So scroll back a ways, you'll find Twitch stuff.
Nice. We're gonna have to check that out because that's actually pretty sick. See, again,
I didn't get to do much on it because they were talking about the thing, and I just sat there shuffling cards.
No, but still, I mean,
we had one announcer who was just pretending to be traumatized of me, and the other one just completely ignored me. So it was really funny.
Oh, okay. And then I'm pretty sure every once in a while, they had that angle where they pan to you or something. Or...
Yeah, it was just kind of like one stationary view.
Kind of like this, right?
Yeah,
here?
kind of like this.
Nice.
But it was still pretty funny because they would crack a joke and I'd start laughing and I'd do my Joker laugh. And...
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. It was definitely new.
Anything in the works to doing that again?
I would love to do something like that.
So
again.
that was just out of the blue, right?
Yeah,
spontaneous.
Kitty, I became really good friends with Kitty and her boyfriend, and Kitty and Mike they always told me, "Hey, you should come out to LA. Come out to LA. Come visit. Come hang out." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And I just never could get around to it. Finally got some free time. It happened to be around the SoCal Gaming Regional. She's like, "You're gonna be a guest," and I'm like, "Okay,
nice.
I guess I'll do that now."
That's pretty cool. How does that feel? I don't want to say. Did you expect yourself doing any of this in the past 2 years? No.
Fuck no.
What did you have? What was the whole idea? I mean, what made you cosplay? What made you want to do your first cosplay? What made you come out?
Well, I've always been the comic book nerd.
Okay.
I've always been big into I'm fucking insane about Star Wars.
Nice.
Love Star Wars.
Okay.
And I love DC Comics, Marvel Comics, Dark Horse, Image. I've always just been a nerd. And also, when I was a kid, I used to do Renaissance festivals. Oh. And when I was doing the Renaissance festivals, it was more fun to dress up. And it was more fun to actually like be a character. Just whatever you wanted to do, whether it was a pirate or a knight or just something. Just having fun with it. And I've always wanted to go to a Comic-Con. And I started seeing like things on the internet about people doing cosplay and people dressing up like comic book characters. And I'm like, that just seems like fun. I want to do that. I just wanted to be another cosplayer at a con. Not really getting attention, just wanted to be part of it.
Yeah. And
I came in, started meeting some great people, and then I actually started like kind of halfway volunteering. Because I'm still in the National Guard.
Okay.
So I still have the military ID. So for a while, I was getting into the cons on military discount.
Okay.
And which sadly they had to stop doing, but
it is what it is, right?
Yeah. I mean, it is. I fully support and agree for them taking it off too.
Okay.
But so I would be doing that, and then I'd hang around with some people after the con and start like helping them break down their booths and stuff like that. Next con rolls around, they're inviting me to come in early to help them set up. So I became like a volunteer, but I was never on the volunteer list. So I'd help with setup and teardown, and just started getting friends and just meeting people. And then those people would see my cosplays and start pushing me
to do something,
to do more. And like I said, one day Bill just told me, he's like, would you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
It'd be cool.
And next thing I know, I'm getting a message from Jim saying, hey, you have a table.
Nice. That's always cool. I guess you can say, you never know what to expect.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, obviously you weren't expecting this.
And I know a lot of cosplayers out there that they're like, they have worked hard and they have pushed and they've strived, and more power to them. But I like to think of myself as more of like, I'm the cosplayer for the fans more, because they're the ones that put me in my spot. Okay. They're the ones that pushed me because I was not pushing myself whatsoever. So
you're more, I guess you want to say, for the people.
Yeah. But I mean, I think I'm not really more for the people, more just by the people.
What was the Joker one? The one,
the classic Joker in the purple suit.
Because that's what I'm gonna use for your thumbnail of this video.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, because I have I don't know if you remember. I think it was. What was it? Was it TsubakuCon? I think it might have been TsubakuCon, where that's where I first met you, and that's when I first actually had a photo shoot, and I like took some pictures of you and stuff. So I still have some of like the very first time I feel that you even were coming to the con scene.
Right on.
Because I had like a good little photography gig going on there, and I was doing pretty good with that. And then now I'm just shooting the breeze, trying out my whole podcast venture.
Yeah. And
plus I have the band and stuff, but that's a whole different music thing.
Oh yeah.
This is just for fun and have a cool entertainment aspect to it. Because it's always good to, like I said, this is just having a conversation with people, because we don't do this anymore.
Yeah. We
never just sit back and just have an hour-long conversation. And that's the cool thing that I've found doing this, is that like I've learned so much about all the guests that I've had: Everett, Holly, Kiana, Madison.
Oh yeah.
I've just learned so many cool shit about you guys.
Yeah, and no one ever really does that especially with cosplayers and models, because we're all pictures.
Yeah. We're
pictures. We go to a booth, we take more pictures, we sign autographs. No one really likes to sit and talk and get to know us. So I mean, this kind of thing is freaking awesome.
Yeah. And it's all about just getting to know everybody. Because I know eventually I want to get, I don't know, maybe I can get a professor from UNM in here just to shoot the breeze.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I know, right?
Yeah, start branching out. Fuck, you never know. You might end up getting freaking politics in here.
That would be cool too. That would be cool. You never Ted Cruz or something.
Yeah.
Here's rant about religion. But that's awesome. Let's go ahead and talk about some other things. How are you? Well, actually, let me talk about you. You have this image of like this badass biker guy. I was like, what the hell? What do you drive?
I have a 2001 Harley Davidson Deuce.
That is a Harley. God damn, you're straight up.
Yep. Mystic red, fully chromed, Vance & Hines pipes.
Bad to the bone, man.
That is my baby out there.
Nice. That's crazy. How long have you been into this? Like,
I've been riding for a little over 2 years.
2 years now?
Yeah. Crazy. 2.5 years.
But I mean, has it been introduced to you when you were younger?
Yeah. My old man, he when we lived in Colorado Springs, he was the road captain for the Booze Fighters, which is the largest motorcycle gang in the country.
Okay.
And because they're so large, no one really messes with them, and they're not a 1% gang. So that means they don't deal in a lot of criminal activity like the other ones do. Mm-hmm. So you don't really hear about them that much. But he was a road captain with them, so growing up, I grew on a lot of motorcycles, just the noise, just everything.
The big biker look.
All the leather. And
Dang, that's crazy. Because, I mean, you think of it in New Mexico, you don't see that a lot. You don't see a lot of that. You have to find it.
Yeah, you have to find it anywhere, really anywhere you go.
Really?
Unless you're going to like Durango or what are some other cities that do it? I can't think of any on top of my head right now. But like
more like
the biker cities.
Yeah.
They're usually real small cities out in the middle of nowhere. Just like if you take freaking Central out, it turns into the old Route 66.
Yeah.
There's a bar out there called Molly's. You drove there, hundreds of bikes.
That's where it's at.
That is the biker bar.
See, and you wouldn't expect it. You could drive all through Albuquerque and be like, oh, there's two Harleys. Two Harleys in the whole city.
And the thing is, in order to find Molly's, get off the interstate.
Nah.
If you hop on the interstate, you'll miss it.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to take Central and let Central turn into Old 66, and that's the only way to find it.
So, okay, speaking about motorcycles and going into like vehicles and stuff, how do you feel about like self-driving cars and stuff?
Scare the shit out of me.
Really?
They scare me more than anything.
So you wouldn't be accustomed to them right now?
No.
Are you ready for them at all?
I'm not ready. I'm still having trouble with people driving vehicles. Nonetheless, vehicles driving vehicles.
Okay.
Because, I mean, in theory, it sounds great. But let's say, what if those sensors aren't rigged to pick up the size of a bike? What if they're reading cars?
Okay.
And the thing goes to change lanes right into me.
Then
I'm in the median again.
That's a problem right there.
I mean, last summer I got ran off the road 18 times.
Wow, really?
Yeah, on I-25.
Dang.
Great thing about I-25 is we have those huge shoulders. So if I get run off the road, I can still maintain my speed and keep going.
And still stay stable. You're not like
I'm not going to go into a ditch. I'm not going to hit a curb.
Nice.
Anything like that.
That's crazy too, because I've ridden a 4-wheeler, maybe a 4-wheeler once or twice, but I could just imagine riding that bike down freaking the intersection. What are you going, like 75, 80?
If not 90 to 95.
That's crazy. And you could just imagine like your skin is like inches away from the asphalt. Like literally, you can literally burn it off like that.
Oh yeah, I mean you can see the traction on my boots.
Oh.
Yeah, give you guys a view too.
There you go. See,
that is because they've been sheared off by the street.
Just straight up.
Yep.
That's the e-brake right there.
Yep, pretty much.
That's crazy. The fact that like I don't know, you're not into the whole crotch rocket thing then, right?
I've been on a crotch rocket before. They scare the shit out of me.
Really?
The people that drive those are some crazy people.
Explain.
Because you're laying on the gas tank, you're staring straight at the road, right in front of you, and the whole thing going to my mind. And when I drove it, I didn't go very fast. I went to like top maybe 50 miles an hour.
Okay.
But the entire time, I'm sitting there looking at the street in front of my face, going, "This is where I'm going to die." My face is going to go.
I don't feel me getting killed. I know I'm going to get killed. That's crazy because I can see that positioning too. Mm-hmm. How you're talking, how you're just like crouched forward instead of like lean back.
Exactly. And see, that's another thing is because I have because my years in the Navy and other injuries like that, my back, it sucks.
Yeah.
I have a horrible back. So even with my bike, with those drag bars, I want to replace those and get some 12-inch ape hangers put on there,
Okay.
so I can be able to lean back and sit back and just kind of rest. But sitting forward like that, just that hunch on my back just drives me nuts.
So, and when you have these giant bars on this, is it like, how is the maneuvering on that? Is it still kind of the same aspect? It feels like it would be a little bit weirder.
Every handlebars has a different feeling when you steer it.
It's different.
Usually the taller you go, it seems a little wonky until you get used to it. The more narrow you go, the harder it is going to be to turn. The wider you are, the easier it is. Just everything has a different feel to it. So then you have like the dip bars, the ones that come off the bike and then go down. And that's how you turn like a bike like mine into a kind of crotch rocket kind of thing.
So even if you were here, you can still
lower
yourself into that position.
You can lower yourself really far with some custom bars, and even those ones are weird to me, but to other people, it's natural.
That's crazy. I've never seen that on a Harley.
There was just Knob Hill. There was a black 88 iron that had some dip bars on it just this afternoon.
Nice.
It's a pretty nice looking bike, fully blacked out too. Looked really sweet.
How do the bike aspects, like their motor specs, like how does that work compared to a crotch rocket to a Harley? Like obviously the Harley's like so much more louder and powerful. It seems like it's way more powerful than this little like motorized bicycle.
To be honest, when it comes to the engines, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Really?
I am not a mechanic. But I do know that crotch rockets will drive circles around Harleys.
Really?
They are way faster. They are easier to maneuver. They're just quicker. That's why you can do tricks with them so much easier. You can do the high speeds. You can do all that kind of shit.
Yeah. Because
of the design of the bike. Cruisers are meant to be the slower, more just kind of cruise, relax, enjoy the scenery, that kind of bike.
Okay. So I guess I can see that too, because if you think about it, like big luxury cars compared to little sports cars or like little like racers, you know.
You look at a Chrysler 300 versus like a Mazda.
Yeah, little Mazda Miata or something.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's going to go faster and do better turning signal, but the other one is just relaxed, more comforting.
Yeah. And some people are more comfortable laying down on the tank on a crotch rocket. Some people like me are more comfortable leaning back.
Nice.
It's just all preference.
So would that aspect still be the same on a crotch rocket too? Can you put those handlebars that are really
no, you can't,
because the way that the seat and stuff is, right?
You can customize cruisers a lot more than you can customize crotch rockets.
That sucks.
With crotch rockets, the customizing you're going to do is you're going to be changing the outer shell, paint schemes, lighting, just really a lot of visual stuff, and then engine specs. With Harleys, you have a lot, or Harleys, Indians, Victories, any of the cruiser style bikes, you're going to have a lot more options. You can turn them into all kinds of crazy things.
That's crazy too, because I've seen some like have giant wheels, little nice little thin racing wheels. So I've seen more of the customization on a Harley style bike.
Yeah.
What would you call those bikes?
Cruisers.
Like cruisers. So that's cruisers, crotch rockets.
Yeah, it's usually. I mean, it's, if you want to get real technical, it's cruiser and sport bikes, but like Harley Davidson does make some sportier versions, like the 88 iron.
Okay.
So we usually just nickname them cruisers and crotch rockets.
Okay. And then that doesn't stray away from choppers either, too, right? Or is that a whole nother?
Chopper's still a cruiser.
That's still a cruiser. That's just like another name for them, right?
Yeah, and really, like the thing everyone thinks is a chopper with the real kicked out fork and that front wheel, it's way out there.
Yeah.
That's not what a chopper is. A chopper is a bike that's been built from pieces of other bikes.
Oh.
It's been chopped up and put together. It's chopper.
Chopped up.
Yeah, just like another term for it is a bob or a bobber.
A bobber. That's crazy. See, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
And that I would have never guessed that's where you get chopper from, because like it's just a mix of different parts.
Yeah, and like the coastal companies that do a lot of the chopper works and stuff like that.
West Coast choppers and stuff.
Well,
like
that's
that.
how they got their thing, is they would custom build these bikes out of pieces, and they do amazing jobs. And because one just kind of summarizes it as a chopper.
Okay, that's crazy.
Kind of like another example I like to use is fucking Kleenex. If I hand you a tissue paper, you're gonna say it's a Kleenex, even if it's an off-brand. It's just a name.
I guess that's true too, because would you do the same thing from? You would be like, can have tissue paper or can have Kleenex, and you go get a roll of toilet paper. It's still kind of the same aspect.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a word.
Yeah.
So like, even if I decided to start chopping up my bike and replacing parts with other pieces and just fully customize it and take it away from being a deuce, it would technically be a chopper, even if I don't have that kicked out fork.
Okay. So there you go. Make a chopper just by customizing your bike.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So even a crotch rocket can be a chopper.
Yeah.
Because you just...
Well, you'd have... crotch rockets, you don't really get to do that kind of stuff because to be a chopper, you have to customize the frame.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just like adding different handlebars.
Let me just put a different tire.
Wheels, something like that. That's not really a chopper. A chopper is when you're actually cutting apart a bike. Its frame. There's another bike that it technically is a chopper, but people never call it a chopper. It's called a Valkyrie. And if you ever see a Valkyrie, it looks like a Harley Davidson with a car engine under the seat. It's this massive steel block of an engine. And they're some powerful beasts. But
does it have two wheels in the back? Or
no, it's
just one wheel.
One wheel. It's just an insanely powerful engine. It's called a Valkyrie.
Crazy. Look up a Valkyrie, Angel. I just put it up there. I want to see what it looks like. But that's weird. Are you ready for a jetpack? Would you be able to handle a jetpack?
Oh, I'd love to get a jetpack. That'd be cool.
You think you'd be able to handle? You're not ready for a self-driving car, though.
I can still steer a jetpack.
That's a good point right there. It's like I can control the jetpack.
Yeah.
So here's a cool feature.
A Valkyrie bike, or
yeah.
Okay.
Valkyrie motorcycle.
Here's a cool feature that is actually in the self-driving cars. When you're self-driving, it actually has an alert. Is that what they look like?
There we go. That first one.
Right there, that big boy. Dang.
Yeah, see that massive engine under there?
Yeah.
That's a Valkyrie. They started out being completely customized and built by hand.
So wait, what do you think that thing? You think it has how many horsepowers in that thing?
I have no idea.
That thing has to be able to tow like a little car or something, right?
That thing's powerful.
Dang.
That has a lot of torque, it's a monster of a bike.
97.
But those things are beasts. But they started out being a chopper.
Nice. So they were just probably that, like, let's get a bike and put a car motor in there.
Pretty much, something like that.
And then that's like whatever came out of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, and just look at the bike in general. How did the bike come around? Oh, we have a bicycle. We don't want to pedal. Let's throw a freaking lawnmower engine in it.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's so innovative. Humans are amazing.
We do weird shit.
Right? Let's I don't want to pedal a bike anymore. So let me just throw a lawnmower in there.
Yeah, like one thing I always thought was kind of cool thought is the moped. Like you get this freaking scooter and you're kicking yourself along, and all of a sudden, well, let's slap a little weed whacker motor to the back of it,
and it worked.
And then eventually, now we've got the little Vespas that are rolling around and shit like that, where it's like a mixture between a scooter and a motorcycle anyway.
And it's like what, fucking 30 miles to the gallon, and it's just like, let me just put like $2 in my little Vespa, and I'll last all day.
I had to fill my tank this afternoon. I was on empty.
Really?
I spent $12.
That's crazy. That's always cool too. That's what I loved about bikes, is like how efficient they are.
Yeah.
I've always wanted, this is my dream, is to get a dirt bike, but make it more street legal. So it actually has the headlights and it has the turning
it's easy
signal.
to do, actually.
And just totally just have fun with that on the street, on the road.
And you actually don't need turn signals.
Really?
Yeah.
As long as you learn yours, is that?
As long as you know the hand signals, and it's easy. I mean, this is a right turn, and then down like that's a left turn.
And then was it the stop, right? Something like that.
You're gonna have brake lights.
Brake lights.
Yeah. So I don't know the one for stop. I just know left and right turn.
Left and right. That's still pretty cool though.
Yeah. Because like even though I have blinkers, I never use them.
Really?
Well, one of them's messed up right now. I got to get it fixed.
But still, I mean, obviously, the rules of the road, people.
Yeah,
come on.
Learn your standard shit.
Because I mean, obviously, we're on bikes all doing this before we were in cars. So
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, hell, even when the first cars came out, they were sticking their arm out the window of the car to do that because they didn't have blinkers.
Yeah, I mean, where was the hood? There was no hood.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's crazy. One thing I was going to say was now that the self-driving cars is if they feel like they can't control the situation, it has manual mode. So literally it's...
So kind of like in iRobot.
Yeah. If you it's like all of a sudden it's like, and you take control.
If that would be kind of cool.
It gives you a little warning too. Say like somebody was like, oncoming traffic is too fast, unable to brace self, and then you have to take control of it. So it gives you a warning, letting you know.
Yeah, well, kind of like I know Chrysler has the stop to go to technology and the lane sense.
Oh yeah,
which basically is that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're driving along and the car reads a car in front of you that's going slower, it will adjust speed so you don't creep up on that car.
And it doesn't feel weird too.
Yeah, and if that car stops, your car will stop without you ever touching anything.
That's crazy.
And then it'll. The thing that mainly scares me, because like with the lane sense and the stop and go technology and stuff like that, it's meant to keep you in your lane and keep you from an accident.
Okay. So like, well, I don't know. See, I'm thinking is that like they would all have a predestination of where they would go. You see, so like it's pretty much like an ant thing, and when that one would have to go out, the next one would take its place.
But let's say this car's coming up and it needs to change lanes to make a turn, and my bike's in that lane.
So okay, here's what I'm saying is like, what if is it like the transition is like you have your own road now? Is like there's the,
if they give me my own freaking lane.
Yeah, there's the human lane where like you're not being controlled by the automated car, and then there's the automated car lane where obviously it has these 3 lanes where it does whatever it needs to do, and then you have the 2 by lanes where it's like the people that don't trust technology still.
Yeah, okay, I'd be cool with that.
You would be okay with that?
I'd be pretty cool with it. I'd be all right with that.
That would I could see that too.
Yeah,
But that's
like I said, my biggest fear with that kind of thing is sensing smaller vehicles.
Okay.
Like a motorcycle, even to like a smart car.
Yeah.
Like, did you know that like the scanner radars that track your speed?
Yeah.
A lot of the times they will miss smaller vehicles.
Really now?
Because it gets around it too fast. It's too small of a target.
Okay.
So that's my fear, is that these cars are going to have sensors to see what's around them, and maybe I'm coming up, it just doesn't read me because I'm too small.
Okay. And that's just that's an actual fear. It's an actual concern that could happen, because obviously now, even with human technology, even humans nowadays, they say, oh yeah, I use all my mirrors, I use my rear view mirrors, I use it all, I'm a very good driver.
Yeah,
then all of a sudden
they're sitting there changing lanes while texting.
Yeah, or like not paying attention, grabbing something on the floor while driving.
Yeah.
Some weird, ridiculous thing.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm a perfect driver. I mean, I watch YouTube videos while I'm driving, but I'm a horrible driver.
Disclaimer on Harley Davidson, guys. He has a helmet with that on.
No, I don't wear a helmet.
That's New Mexico law, just so you guys know that.
No, actually, New Mexico law is you only have to have eye protection.
Really?
Yep, you do not have to wear a helmet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to wear a helmet in New Mexico.
Yep, there are very few states now that are helmet laws.
Nice. So you can't say like he's breaking the law, people.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
But yeah, and because I do all this shit too. I'm texting while driving. I'm doing this. I've never been in an accident because of it. And I feel like I'm lucky. I know how to drive. I'm still paying attention to the road.
It's called more precautious.
Yeah,
you're precautious.
You can't just completely zone out into your phone or into something on the floorboard or something like that. You still have to pay attention.
Yeah.
And we've got people that are like, "Oh, I'm such a good driver," and then why am I in the median now?
Yeah, or why is there like a 3-car pileup?
Yeah.
And it's all the stupidest things. Everyone has a little fender bender. Now everyone's freaking out. Everyone's like, "Oh no, now my neck hurts. Oh no, I gotta wait for the cops to come."
Yeah, and like when I was on my way over here, my GPS told me to go. It sent me out by a freaking I'm not gonna pronounce that road right. Wantabo,
Wantabo, yeah.
Whatever, however you say it.
Yeah.
So it had me way out there, Wantabo and Indian School.
Oh, okay.
And right at that intersection, there was a bad accident happened right in front of us.
Crazy.
Yeah, guy ran a red light, T-boned this other car, spun
What?
around. I stopped. I had to run up and start opening doors and start checking on people, make sure they're all right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then it's even worse because like, I don't want to say it's worse, but you feel more of an obligation because you can actually help somebody faster than somebody else that's in a vehicle.
Yeah, and like people like me, the military trains us to be basic medical qualified.
Okay.
So every soldier, every sailor, every airman, we are all trained to be able to treat someone until a paramedic gets there. So we are completely first responder.
Yeah.
And in the way I view it is if you have the knowledge of that, if you have that training, it means you are responsible. Yeah.
All right.
With great power comes great responsibility.
So,
Spider-Man.
I mean, it's always a good little quote to reference when you hear stories like that. So,
yeah.
That's awesome. Are you into conspiracies?
Depends on the conspiracy.
What?
Some of them I find are just fun. Some of them I actually think are serious.
What's a serious one?
Aliens. They exist.
You think they exist?
Oh,
So
yeah.
then that's not a conspiracy then.
I think they exist. I think Area 51 is a place.
Well, obviously it's a place. You can
Well-
even find it on Google Maps now.
I think they have aliens there.
You think it's more than what they perceive it to be?
Yeah. I
Oh.
think like the Roswell crash, I think that shit actually happened.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. Let's get into this alien encounter
Ooh, fuck
thing.
yeah.
What What got you into aliens? What? Aliens are crazy. I remember when I was a kid, I was scared of shitless, and then when I got older, I was just like, that would be cool to meet one, and now I'm just like, why haven't we met one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the universe is so vast, there's got to be something else out there.
Yep.
And we don't. They could be out there in caveman freaking status right now, beating rocks together, or they could be.
So we could be the advanced ones.
We could be. Yeah. We don't know that,
okay.
And I'm sure that there are other species out there that are not as far technology-wise as we are, but at the flip side, there are some that are far beyond us.
Okay.
It just depends on when their evolution came around.
So how do you feel is like why we haven't seen one yet, or why there isn't any that have interacted here? What is your feeling on that?
I kind of have a Men in Black kind of view on it.
What's up?
I think they might be here.
So they're already here.
I think they're here. I don't think we have an agency protecting them like MIB.
Okay.
But I think they're hiding. They're either hiding or they're watching our satellite transmissions or something, and they're realizing we're a bunch of fucking morons.
So you've heard of the theory then of shapeshifters then.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel that might be a theory? That might be around here?
And see, I'm also a fan of, like, supernatural things, too.
Okay.
So, like, freaking windwalkers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's too many instances out there to completely shove it off as a myth.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's cool. You're a firm believer.
Yeah.
Do you here's the thing, because me and this guy are like big fucking. We just like looking at conspiracies. We like finding different conspiracies and just researching whatever we find. Because I have this philosophy is like, you don't have to believe in everything you know, but the fact that you know it just makes you just a little bit more smarter. Mm-hmm. So like maybe it is that like I don't believe in somebody's religion, but it's not any different than me knowing about it, because like me knowing about it is just as powerful.
Well, it makes you more powerful.
Exactly.
Like, because I know when it comes to the religion standpoint, I know a lot of things about a lot of different religions.
There you go.
Because I did a lot of searching and studying and all that kind of shit.
And what's for you to say that like, oh, I can't believe in what the Islamics say, because there's millions of people that wholeheartedly believe in that. How can you call all of those people crazy or weird or
exactly.
like you just can't, because they do the exact same thing to us. They're like, why would these people believe in this?
And then
Christian...
you go in and if you like read the Bible versus the Quran, they're the same fucking thing.
There you go.
It's the same fucking book.
You hear that a lot too. It's like we just adopted these religions.
Different names, different places, different dates. Same story.
Let's go back to the alien thing. They think that like the whole religious aspect was just created by aliens. How do you feel about that?
That could very well be. I mean, it could be kind of a way to. I mean, who's to say we're not fucking sheep? Who's to say we're not freaking lab rats?
We don't know.
Exactly.
That's the craziest part. Is
they could
like
be planting all kinds of shit and just saying, like, all right, let's see how they react to this. Let's kind of control them a little bit with this.
Okay, here's a funny little thing. Is that how you feel about the fidget spinner? They're like, we'll throw the fidget spinner out there. Let's see how they feel about the fidget spinner.
Fidget spinner, I actually...
That had to have been like, there was a theory that it's actually, the more people did it, the more it generated energy for the aliens. And aliens it's just totally powering up their ships.
That one I think is ridiculous.
That's hilarious.
Fidget spinner, I actually have one.
Really?
I still use it.
Nice.
It started out as a therapy device.
Okay.
So it's meant for people with like high anxieties or something like that. You can spin it. It gives you something to fidget with.
Yeah.
It's fidget spinner. Gives you something, your hands something to do to kind of calm you down, relax you.
Okay.
So I also have one of those with me every con.
And it's just something to like.
Yeah. I usually have it off to my side. Mine is made out of copper.
Okay.
So it's a really heavy fidget spinner. I'll just sit there and spin it underneath the table.
Oh, nice. See, that's one of those aspects too. Is like, how do you feel when trends just come out of nowhere? The fidget spinner came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it came out. It just boomed.
And now now it's dying down.
Yeah, now it's dead.
Now nobody cares a fuck about a fidget spinner.
Yeah.
But it was pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, like, you go into the con, everyone's trying to sell fidget spinners. It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How does that work? How does as a society do we like just like, oh, let's jump on this, or like?
I have no idea how that kind of thing rolls around. I mean, there are a lot of trends that'll come and go, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, the fuck was that?
What's one trend that you remember kind of going and coming? Obviously the fidget spinner. That's all I can keep thinking about.
The rat tail hairstyle.
like all bald, but just still that little thing right there.
I used to have that back when I was a kid.
So did I.
Yeah.
Little kid though.
Yeah.
It was like maybe like 5 or 6. And then unfortunately, when I was growing up, my parents did my hairstyles. Mm-hmm. They were like, oh, we'll cut your hair like this. And obviously, I was little to be like, no, I want my hair this way. And now that I'm older, my parents are like, what the fuck is wrong with your hair? What are you doing with your hair? I thought I taught you better than this. And I'm just man. I'm sorry. Here's a question. How old are you?
I'll be 27 next month.
Wow. How old do you think I am?
I think you're 25.
Yeah, that's close. That's good. I'm same age as you.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually older. I'm going to be 28.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I knew you were close.
Cool. Everyone else always thinks I'm a baby.
Well, you look young.
Don't I?
Yeah.
Oh my god. it's like kind of hard, but then I start talking about these topics that are like really old, and they're like, oh, I had a guest that didn't even know anything about 9/11. The only thing they knew about it was an event in history.
Oh my god.
That was it. And it's hard to think about that.
Well, yeah, you got to think that there are kids that are in school nowadays that they were not alive when that happened.
Anything, what, 5th graders and under don't even know. It's only in the history books.
Yeah.
That's it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's freaking insane.
Where were you on 9/11?
9/11, I was sitting in my 5th grade class or 6th grade. One of the two.
Okay.
I was sitting in class. No idea what the fuck was going on. I remember I had to run a paper for the teacher to the office. And when I walked into the office, I saw it on the TV. And my first thought was because my cousin lived in New York at the time.
Okay.
Very close to the World Trade Centers.
Whoa.
I started losing my shit. I freaked the fuck out. I was crying. That was a mess.
It was an emotional time.
Oh,
a lot of people were freaking out. I remember going to school and my teacher was just crying because her son is in the military, and all she kept saying is like, he's going to go to war. Because of this, they're going to go to war. And I'm just like a little kid who didn't understand.
Yeah.
I totally didn't get what was going on. And now that I think about it, I'm just like, that was really weird to experience. It's like, it's like just like people in like the 50s having to experience World War.
Yeah. Freaking Pearl Harbor and shit like that.
That's intense. How do you feel that we're on the verge of another world war?
I mean, war's part of my job, so...
How do you feel about that, though?
I'm kind of okay with it, because, from the dawn of our country, we have been a warring nation.
Okay.
We have always been at a war. We've always been fighting somebody. We were established through a war. And as long as we do things right, which I have a feeling we're not going to in the future, war can be very profitable for us. Look at the Great Depression.
Okay.
War saved us from the Great Depression. But I have a feeling people are getting dumb and they're not going to do that right.
Okay, here's another question. How do you feel that now the aspect of war is now turning into more of an AI technology based kind of war? Drones just taking out cities like nothing.
I am okay with the fewer soldiers we lose. I'm okay with that. I don't give a fuck about their soldiers.
You're fine?
Yeah.
And see, I understand that too, because obviously we're just trying to protect our nation.
Mm-hmm.
But in that other aspect too is like, don't you feel more safe knowing that you're going in the battlefield to kill the bad guy instead of the robot killing everybody? How do you feel about that?
Well, it comes to there's a certain point. Like if we had robots, let's say after Pearl Harbor, or screw robots, we dropped fucking Hiroshima. We totaled Hiroshima.
Yeah, we did. That's a good example. We didn't be like.
I think we should have done that to freaking Al Qaeda.
Okay.
We should have just dropped nukes on their ass.
Just ended it all.
Yeah, because Japan's never fucked with us since.
We
overreacted.
Okay.
By leaps and bounds.
Okay.
But it served a good point.
Well, now they're like, I don't want to say they're our bitch, but they literally are.
Yeah.
They love everything, the aspect of what we do for them.
Yeah.
And now they're just like, whatever you need, we'll help you no matter what.
We've never had a problem with them since. We fucked up a lot of the people. We killed women, children, families,
elders,
decimated everybody.
Yeah.
But it's war. War sucks. And I think we've been very, very, very fortunate that we haven't had any war come to us in a long ass time.
I don't think like
Civil War was our last
major on soil
war.
On soil war. That's crazy. And everything else has just been domestic.
Well, we've had some little things like we've had the skirmishes with Mexico and shit like that, the Alamo and all that kind of thing.
Cuban Missile Crisis, stuff like that.
But we have never had an actual invasion.
So how do you feel then that like we are more divided in a country than we are outside of a country? Like,
it's sad.
It's hard, right?
It's really sad, especially when you see the people that we go out with in the military. I mean, we're out there in the middle of nowhere with these people that are just from all walks of life. I mean, in the Navy, we were out in the middle of the ocean. I had friends of mine who hardly spoke English.
Okay.
They were serving in the military in order to get citizenship. Because the fucking test is retarded.
But still, though, they wanted to do their part. That's the good thing. That's what I find humble and honest.
And everybody joins the military for their own reasons. Some of them don't join the military to protect the country. Some don't give a fuck.
Some do it for financial reasons.
I did it for financial reasons.
Really?
I only cared about money.
It's just to make sure you have some kind of financial set in the future.
I did it solely for money and the perks of going to see the world and shit like that. That was great.
But you obviously learned more from it, though, right?
When I was in service, I learned a lot.
Yeah, see, you went in with this like aspect of like, I'm going in to make sure I get the money I need to grow up to be this person, and now you grew up to this person that you are because of the military.
Exactly. It gave me a lot of experience, a lot of insight, and just taught me a lot.
That's crazy.
And I did what I wanted to do. I wanted to do one contract and get out, and then go pursue a career or something like that. I did 5 months, and then I walked back into the recruiter office and went, I can't. Send me back.
I'm done.
And then they started telling me more about the National Guard, and I was like, wait, so I can be in the military, but still live wherever the fuck I want to?
Oh, nice.
All right, let's do that.
Okay.
So. And
how did that work? Like, so are you, obviously, is it still the kind of same thing where you're part of the National Guard and it's an active duty, right? Right now, that's what you're doing. But yet there's still certain time periods where you do have to go back for certain reasons.
I have to go back for training every month.
Okay.
And then once a year we do a 2-week training, usually in the middle of summer.
Oh, nice.
And then like I got shipped out for 2 weeks to go to the inauguration for President Trump.
Oh.
I ran security outside the White House.
And you're pretty much just like they say, national security. Like if they because I know you guys helped out with a lot of like natural disasters and stuff like that too. Yeah. So I've seen the stuff that the National Guard does. So that's pretty cool. They do a lot.
Oh, yeah.
How did that end up?
I have no idea. I'll see you later. My phone's starting to die on me, so it's just like, no more.
That sucks. Yeah, that's always a bad aspect of going live on your phone, right?
Yeah, especially because it gives you like that 2-hour time limit.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Never tried it. Never done the time limit.
I've gotten cut off at cons so many times.
Really?
Or like I'll rig my phone up in the front of my bike and hit live, and so people can go on a cruise with me.
Oh, nice.
And after a while, I go look at it. Oh, it ended. Well, shit. Okay.
Oh, look, 2%. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
That's sick. But that's a pretty cool little aspect too, is like giving them the front panoramic view of you driving. Just like, hey guys, check out the road like I am. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, when it comes to that kind of shit, I still remember, I think it was about a year ago, we started dropping MOABs on the Middle East, which is a huge bomb. It's the biggest bomb we have that's non-nuclear.
Okay.
And when I heard that we were dropping MOABs, I'm just like, yes, yes, fucking kill them all.
Get it done.
I don't give a fuck about any of them.
Damn.
But then there are instances like Syria. We should not be there at all.
But
I was the response team for their first bombing.
Oh, really?
When they first dropped a chemical agent on their own people, my ship, we had to go sit off the coast of freaking Syria for a week.
Whoa. Added
2 weeks onto our deployment, and we had to bypass going to the Philippines, which really pissed me off. Because I really wanted to go to the Philippines.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't have been there. That was them bombing their own people.
And now look at us now. We're just making it worse.
Yeah.
Now it's escalating into actually people are taking sides.
Yeah. And it's kind of stupid. I mean, I get we need to kill Al-Qaeda. That's the original reason for the first chemical bombing. The Syria government was trying to kill Al-Qaeda members hiding in this neighborhood, but they couldn't figure out who it was. So they sacrificed everybody.
Okay.
That's their business. That's their country. We've got all kinds of shit going on in our country. You don't see freaking Siberia coming over here helping us out.
That's right. That's true. It's not like we're like...
You don't see Japan gathering fundraisers to help Americans.
Right. Look at all these crackheads in America. We need to help them. Let's go bomb this crack house and make sure that this whole area of crackheads is like totally annihilated.
Yeah. So in my opinion, we've kind of turned into a world police, and it's unnecessary and stupid.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think I feel that's one of the main reasons why we're a superpower as well, though.
It is, but in the same time, we're putting so much money and effort and manpower and our soldiers' lives into doing these policing things around the world. It's like, well, we've got people here in our own country suffering. We've got homeless veterans all the money. It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to build a Moab, and then it blows up and it's done. Hundreds of thousands of dollars can give shelter and food to homeless veterans that have already served.
Not even that, like even actually provide housing for a lot of them. There literally are programs out there that should be cut that can help give them a monthly check.
Exactly.
That literally I don't want to say they didn't do their social security aspect or whatever, but I mean, when you went to war and you served your time.
And a lot of the times, like a lot of insurance companies, once you come out of the military, a lot of insurance companies will not pick you up.
Really?
Like my sole insurance right now, Veterans Assistance.
Really? Damn.
I am completely on VA. And because of the cuts in VA funding, because they can't get a fucking penny to save their lives, I don't have dental. I can only be seen once every 6 to 8 months. It's crazy.
Damn. And I hope everyone is hearing this because he isn't the only one that deals with this. Like
there are hundreds and thousands of us all over the country
that like literally worked their way in the military, did their time, have really worked hard, and now they still get the backbone of what other people get. Like,
yeah, and I got out of the military very lucky. The military was good to me. I got out. I mean,
there's
I'm one
like
of the lucky ones.
There has to be
people out there missing limbs,
but there has to be at least like 75% of your story. You know, I went there, I accomplished what I needed to, and I'm good.
Yeah.
And there are those 20% where like I'm totally traumatized, and there are the 10% where it's just like,
well, it's even more than 10 to 20%. You're talking about 30 to 40, maybe even 50% of people with PTSD. I mean, I have PTSD.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be seen monthly to go to counselings. I'm on 3 different types of medication.
But I mean,
I can only be seen every 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, so you can't accommodate to what is happening to you. Yeah, especially with what.
And I don't feel like my PTSD is that bad. Like that's why I don't like crowds. Sudden loud noises freak me out. But I've been forcing myself to get better, so I don't take the medications. At least not anymore. Yeah. But there are some people out there that went through way worse than me, that can't. They need that stuff, and it's not available to them. And it sucks because we're spending so much money trying to control freaking Syria. Yeah. And it's just like.
But yeah, and here we go with another topic change. Is like we are more concerned with like gun control in America than we are with like making sure that our borders and like shit in other countries is like not getting so riled up. Because I mean, how do you feel now with all these school shootings and now the way that everyone's just throwing it out there, like, why do we even have guns? And like, I'm so scared and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, well, you've got the extremists on both ends that are just freaking retarded.
You'll never find a middle ground, unfortunately. You will.
And the sad thing is 85% of people, and I'm just guessing on that number, but a good amount of people are in the middle. They're sitting here going like, okay, we see your point, you're dumb, we're here. But no one ever cares what we think. Okay. Because we're quiet. Yeah. We're not out there screaming at the top of our lungs like the freaking extremists are.
Or like you said, we're like, you're pretty dumb. That one little thing is a good idea, but everything else is dumb. Same thing with you. You're all dumb, but that one little thing, why don't we take those together? No, then that means they're right and that means we're wrong. And it's like.
It's just like, just come together. Stop tearing ourselves apart. It's stupid.
Yeah, right? That's like another aspect of the aliens is like, what are we going to do when aliens come, huh? Are we still going to be divided among us?
Like I said earlier, I mean, they're probably watching our radio transmissions and our news and shit like going, yeah, no, we're not going to fuck with them.
How about that conspiracy that they're like political powers already? Like aliens are the ones that are in political power.
It could be. I mean, it's possible. We got some people in power that make some pretty weird decisions that don't make sense. Yeah. and they're either being controlled by a higher authority or something.
So you don't think? Well, I guess it is kind of like, even if it is just not their decision, it's weird because you obviously don't know what they're going for or what's the end result of some of the things that they're shooting for.
Exactly. It's just like, what are we really trying to accomplish here?
I don't know.
Like, in my opinion, we need to leave the UN and go against the Geneva Convention. Because the Geneva Convention is what puts so many laws into war that we can't violate, but the enemy can, because they're not part of the Geneva Convention. They're not part of the UA. Or the UN. Bleh.
It's like if you two play a game, you're like, all right, here's the rules, but obviously the better team gets like way more rules, and or like the other team doesn't even follow the rules.
Yeah, we are fighting a war in which a team is not following rules.
Yeah, or it's a handicap.
We are not allowed to use flamethrowers anymore. We are not allowed to use chemical agents. We are not allowed to use nukes. There are a lot of things we are not allowed to do, or things that we have to do. Like if we get into a firefight and let's say a couple enemies survive and they're just laying there bleeding out, we have to render care to them and save their life.
What?
You just tried to kill me, and now I'm saving your life. So and as soon as you're back up on your feet, you're probably going to pick up a gun and shoot me.
So that's kind of that aspect, is like you have to shoot but not shoot to kill.
We want to shoot to kill because we want to neutralize the threat.
Okay.
But the Geneva Convention is put into place to stop suffering. Unnecessary suffering.
Okay.
It's war. War sucks. It doesn't matter what you do. Suffering is going to happen.
What if it's that aspect, though, is like you're only following because of the leader? So, like, there's that aspect. So you do fire upon a soldier, and the soldier takes fire. He doesn't die. And you, as your obligation of the Geneva Convention, you go and help the person. And now that person has a whole new light on the whole American government and the whole.
And actually, that does happen. We actually get people that come and apply for citizenships that were shooting at us, and now they want to be us.
Okay.
Because we helped them, we saved their life, and that's a great thing. But then we also get these people that, as soon as we save their lives, they just try to kill us again.
Go back and do whatever they were trying to do.
Yeah. So I mean, I go back to mess with the sense. We should have done that.
But now it's like we tell these countries like, yeah, don't mess with us, but they still do.
And I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are the bleeding heart kind of people, and they're like, oh, humans are humans. And I get that I have a colder view on it all, and I have a bit more of a, I don't know, heartless view of it.
Okay.
But when it comes to war, there's no time for bleeding hearts. Just how it is.
I mean, you have to take into the aspect as like, if you have a gun to your head, what are you going to do what you can to stop them, or are you just going to lie down and just take it?
Yeah.
That's that same aspect.
But then on the flip side, let's say we go to war with another country that is part of the UN and has signed the Geneva Convention. That all have it. If they're playing by the same rules, cool. So if they shoot me and then they come up and render aid to me, sweet.
Then you know this is honorable.
That's an honorable war because you have your rules. But the war we're in right now, we have got children, women not in uniform, carrying babies and weapon, blowing themselves up, using chemical agents, setting fire to us. Just complete horrible things.
It's hard.
Our guys get shot at, and if we lose the firefight, they come through and just execute all of them. They don't try to save our guys' lives. So why should we save theirs? I mean, I know it's heartless, but
I see what you're saying, though.
They're not playing by the same rules.
You can't be that person who just abides by one rule, you know? It's a two-sided coin. Like, you can't, again, you have the knowledge of both. Are you really going to be the person that just lies down and doesn't do anything? Or knowing about it is what makes you a little bit more knowledgeable about the whole aspect? Because like you said, I mean, half of those people might or might not do what you just said. Like help out a soldier if they were wounded or something. Mm-hmm. But you, as an American soldier, are obligated to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what's even more ridiculous. Like the other people are like maybe, but you as a soldier are obligated to.
Yeah. And just like with that accident today. I stopped my bike dead center of the intersection, used my bike to stop traffic. And I went and checked on everybody that was in vehicles.
See, that's That's very honorable.
Luckily, no one was hurt.
But still, I mean, even the fact that you took the time to make sure that was happening.
Yeah.
What if it didn't? What if it took like another 5 minutes before somebody did what you did?
Yeah, and I mean, there were other people there that got there right before I did, but they were like deer in the headlights. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
They were scared, and I don't blame them. But people, first responders, military, they have the training. They, in my opinion, I think we should be held accountable by law in order to do something.
Okay.
Just like a doctor is. Did you know if a doctor is in a restaurant, not at work, someone chokes and dies, that doctor can be sued for not taking action?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I think all first responders should be able to be held to that same standard.
And I mean, obviously they have the training to help.
Exactly.
So, I mean, why wouldn't they?
Exactly.
I mean,
every soldier has basic medical training to keep someone alive until paramedics get there.
It's crazy. It's interesting. Jesse James! All right, we have a segment coming up. This is called Rapid Fire.
Rapid Fire.
Are you ready for this?
What is it?
I have a list of 25 words.
Okay.
I'm going to say the word. And I want you to say the first thing that comes into your head.
Okay.
Think of it as like Family Feud or like some kind of like game show kind of thing. So I'll be like, water bottle. And you would say the first thing that pops in your head.
Okay. Hydration.
There you go. See, that's exactly how this is going to work. This is called Rapid Fire. From episode 9 on, everyone has done the same list. So what I'm going to do is like get this list and compile like a compilation video of everyone's answers, because it's the same question. Everyone has the same word, but everyone's answers is a little different.
Kind of see where everyone's mind goes.
Yeah. So
by the way, I'm loving this tablecloth.
Thank you very much. It's
all about the Empire.
That's how it goes. So this is called Rapid Fire. I'm going to get the studio audience going.
Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead. I feel like this is
there you go. See, makes it more
my Star Wars wallet
more suitable for it.
All about the same features.
Okay, this is Rapid Fire. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay. 25 words.
Okay.
One answer.
Okay.
Here we go. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. First word. Pizza.
Delicious.
Island.
Scary.
Music.
Fun.
Cartoon.
Life.
Black.
White.
Trippy.
Drugs.
Fast.
Cars.
Animal.
Vicious.
Spicy.
Delicious.
Maze.
Confusing.
Army.
Soldiers.
Drugs.
Bad.
Air.
Breathe.
Pendulum.
Trance.
Native American.
People.
Scar.
Wounds.
School.
Education.
Magic.
Entertainment.
Computer.
Science.
Superhero.
Everything.
Comedy.
Life.
Bleach.
Death.
Fame.
Is it pointless? Really?
Ham water. That always gets everybody.
Comical.
Amuse me.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. That was it.
What the hell is ham water?
You know when you get a pack of deli meat and all the liquid that's at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
That's ham water. That's what was known as ham water.
Oh, I was not expecting ham water. That's just weird.
Awesome. That's rapid fire. Again, your answers.
That was interesting.
Yeah, everyone has done that same list, but different answers.
I'm very interested to see where I'm compared to everyone else.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
You'd be surprised how much people have answered quite a bit the same as you.
Yeah, maybe.
You'd be surprised. Jesse James, thank you for coming onto the studio. We've been here for like an hour and a half now.
Right
so
on.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, anytime, man.
We need to come back. You need to come back for season 3.
I will come back for season 3.
We'll get season 3 set up. It's going to be a cool little like talk show setup, and we'll have you back on.
Right on.
I'm even thinking about maybe even doing like a cosplay one. So
that'd be cool.
We just straight up all are on cosplay and just do just this podcast in cosplay.
Right on. That'd be kind of fun.
So again, I'm going to go ahead and cue this music out in a second. Angel! Yeah. Thanks again, Jesse. Thank you for coming, man.
Always, man.